All right, recording on both. We are back in here. I've taken a break from the microphone. I've taken a hiatus from this microphone, even though it sounds amazing and it makes me sound a lot better than just a traditional lav or just my iPhone. But I'm back in here. It's a Sunday. It's a beautiful day. July 21st, I think. If this date is wrong, then I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it's that day. I don't have my phone on me. But yeah, man, had a lot of great things going on, and I wanted to record on my camera like I was in some of the other past videos. Through this week, I've been using my iPhone quite a bit to record content, which helps me speed things up a little bit. And for a while there, I was recording a bunch of lives on these reactions that I was doing. And I enjoy the lives too, because I think the lives make my life a little easier. I'll do a live and be able to have conversations with people that are joining in, and then also, which is awesome. And I enjoy seeing that feedback as I am presenting and reviewing and having conversations about these habit formings and these creative conversations. So it's always really fun to go live like that. But because I'm at chapter 20 in this book, and it's really the last chapter of the book of Atomic Habits by James Clear, I wanted to kind of be able to more freely think about this topic. So, not sure how long I'll record today, but I'm going to review this last chapter, but it's kind of like giving you some thoughts on the downside of creating good habits, which sounds crazy. But some of the conversation that he has within this chapter helped me kind of relate to, again, going back to maybe the reasons why I started doing these, because of my pursuit of a new goal, my pursuit of a new part, a transition in my life, and being aware that's happening to me has made me go back to self-reflection, self-discovery, to understand more about the decision that I'm making to do what I'm doing by pursuing something that I really love and I've always loved and held myself back from doing for many years for multiple reasons, not just a singular reason. And so because of this chapter, it kind of made me think about, like, you know what, I want to talk about this chapter. This past week, if my daughter comes in here, by the way, it's because it's pretty early in the morning. Oh, there she is right there. Hey, baby. Ellie. Hey. She just woke up. I was trying to get this video done prior to her waking up, but it's okay. Come here, babe. Hey. So yeah, I mean, he has some chapters here. He has like a conclusion, and he has some other notes in the back of the chapter. But come over here. You want to sit? You want to sit in my lap? Okay. For the most part, he's this last chapter is like the last kind of. Oh, is that your prayer book? Come here. Oh. So, she has my prayer book too, and she likes to play with my prayer book. This is something that my dad had given me when I was, I don't know, maybe like a couple years ago. And for a while there, I wasn't using it as much. In the beginning, when he first gave it to me, I didn't really use it as much as I should. And then over time, when I was, again, it was probably like last year, sometime I started using it a lot more. I probably used it prior to last year, but last year I really started developing that habit of picking it up. And then this year, again, keeping and having that habit a little bit more, as carrying it with me. But there's a lot of really great prayer cards in here that my dad put and bought for me that I read every morning. And these are always really great reminders to be grateful for the things that we have. These are always really great reminders to just keep thinking and understanding and having faith in the things that we're doing. One of my favorite prayers, if you look it up on the internet, is called the Daily Prayer to Saint Joseph the Worker. And a couple of the lines that I love in here says, he says, listen here. He says, Saint Joseph, patron of all who are devoted to toil, obtain for me the grace to toil in the spirit of penance, in order to thereby atone for my many sins, to toil consciously, putting devotion to duty before my own inclinations, to labor in thankfulness and joy, deeming it an honor to employ and to develop by my labors the gifts I have received from Almighty God, to work with order, peace, moderation, and patience without ever shrinking from weariness and difficulties, to work above all with pure intention and with detachment from self, having always before my eyes the hour of death, and the counting in which I must render of time ill spent, of talents unemployed, of good undone, and of my empty pride and success, which is so fatal to the work of God. That prayer, to me, is reminding me to be, here you go. That prayer is reminding me to work hard at the things that I want, be aware that the things that I'm working on should be, when I'm frustrated on working on those things, that, I need to look past my frustration and continue to keep working. It reminds me to not let a talent that I have be wasted. It reminds me that I could lose my life at any point, if whether I like it or not. And if I sat there and didn't pursue the things that I'm capable of doing, then those are the talents that are left undone. Those are, and the main thing was to work on myself, to work on the gifts that I have, not for success, but because God has given me those gifts, and to know what that is. Meaning, like, I guess I interpret that as I shouldn't be searching for ego-driven success. It's like searching to work on myself, because I'm gonna better myself to help people like my daughter and my wife and my father and my mother and my brothers and sisters, my friends, working on myself, because being a better version is going to ultimately help them and help others that I don't know, others that I will never meet, never know who they are. And my gifts are going to alter and help them grow as people and in their own journey. And this is kind of like why I love doing these kind of videos. So it's a Sunday, and we start our conversation off with like a really great prayer there. So thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to be great. Thank you, Lord, for this precious little girl. Thank you, Lord, for people that are tuning in. Thank you, Lord, for helping us grow, helping us be better versions of ourselves, and to continue to have faith in what we're doing, continue to have faith and trust in what you're sending us inside, internally, the blessings that you give us for yesterday, for being able to grow yesterday, and for us to kind of understand that we got to keep working on ourselves. And it's okay. It's okay if it takes a while, because that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's talk about the book. So the chapter summary says, the upside of habits is that we can do things without thinking. The downside is that we stop paying attention to little errors. Again, the upside of habits is that we can do things without thinking. The downside is that we stop paying attention to our little errors. He says, habits plus deliberate practice equals mastery. Habits plus deliberate practice equals mastery. One of the key things that he talks about in this chapter that I think I can't wait to talk about this, but is reflection and review is a process that allows you to remain conscious of your performance over time. Reflection and review is the process that allows you to remain conscious of your performance over time. That's a big one that I would do often with Real Goats. And then for some reason we stopped doing these like reviews on our performance. I think it's just because maybe it felt like cumbersome, or like it felt possibly that it was taking too much of people's time, and we would get busy and we'd make excuses to why we don't need them, or we get comfortable in our performance and not do actual reviews on every single production we would do. It would take hours out of our day to do that stuff. We would not only write a review, but then we would review it with each other internally. And I always thought that process was really cool, and I'll talk about it a little bit more later. So maybe we'll pick that back up. The tighter we cling to an identity, the harder it is to grow beyond it. Again, the last thing he mentions in this conclusion is the tighter we cling to an identity, the harder it becomes to grow beyond it. And remember, he says that's the first thing you need to do in this book is to identify who you are. And the reason why we want to have an identity is because it creates a connection to our ego, which creates connection to the pride. So when we are prideful in who we believe we are, then we're more willing to push ourselves to continue a habit that is connected to that identity. And that's one of the early things he talks about in this book, is to find the identity that you're wanting to become to form that new habit. So the fact that he mentions now in the last chapter, hey, if you have that identity, it's going to be harder for you to actually grow beyond it if you're so attached to it. So he has a little bit of back and forth on that. I think he's just trying to make you aware of it. So this chapter, I highlighted so much stuff because it was like, holy crap, like everything he's saying feels like he saved the best stuff to last. Hi, little baby. What you doing? You want to say anything?
No.
Do you want to say, thank you, Lord, for this day? Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity?
No.
You don't? You just want to relax?
Yeah.
Okay, just relax. Thank you for being here. Just relax. Here. There you go. Okay, so, he says habits create the foundation of mastery. He says in chess, it is only after the basic movements of pieces have become automatic that a player can focus on the next level of the game. He says when you know the simple movements so well that you can perform them without thinking, you are free to pay attention to more advanced details. In this way, habits are the backbone of a pursuit of excellence. That reminds me of when I was first starting out in videography and just filmmaking, or just
Do
like.
you hear the church bell?
I do hear the church bell. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
What does it sound like?
Doggy.
Dong, dong, dong. Is that what you hear?
Yeah.
My goodness. So, yeah, I think when I was trying to figure out how to shoot, how to like, okay, am I using the right lens?
The church bell you like. See? That's what it sounds like.
It's a church bell?
Yeah.
Well,
It has a cross. Like, I was going to school like grandma.
really? Do you like the church bell?
Yeah.
Is
It's like this. Ding dong.
That is like the church bell.
But the other one, it's just like a cross.
It's just like a cross,
Yeah.
like Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus. Just like Jesus.
Yeah. The bell's just ringing you to remind you, hey, wake up. It's time to go. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, I don't need anymore.
It must have stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I go back to talking about this video?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, like this habit forming in the early stages of trying to figure out videography, learning, trying to know what what settings to use, my white balance, my ISO, like trying to learn the exposure triangle, like all these things that seemed pretty difficult in the very, very, very beginning. I was always frustrated trying to figure that stuff out, and then over the years, I would say by like year 3 or 4, I was really more confident in like that stuff. So during those first 3-4 years of my creating, whenever anybody was like, "Oh man, you make amazing videos," even though they were hyping me up, you know, in those years, and they were supporting me quite a bit. They don't know any like what, you know, they don't know maybe or have a refinement or a taste of like what they think it should look like. They just see what I'm giving them, so they're you know, happy and proud of the stuff that we're creating together because they're not in pursuit of trying to perfect it. They just see like it looks cool already. And so whenever I'm on that pursuit of excellence, there's a lot of frustration in that. And then as you get more confident in it, I think that's the kind of whatever the mastery might feel like. Then we start to break it down even more. We start to think about, okay, maybe, okay, I figured out how to do the exposure triangle. I figured out how to use a tripod. I figured out how to do handheld and shoulder. Let me work on doing glide cam now, or like a gimbal or something, and get better at gimbal. So that's what this whole like mastery thing reminds me of. He says when you can do it good enough on autopilot, you stop thinking about how to do it better. This is where he says you fall into the mindset. You fall into mindless repetition. It becomes easier to let mistakes slide in.
There's water.
Yeah, it rained last night, sweetie.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? Yeah. Oh. Did it scare you? Did it scare you, or are you just sleeping?
I just sleep.
Meow.
And it just did. My dad.
It was just raining like that?
Yeah, and it was quiet. Like,
It barely raining.
yeah, it was really raining like it was quiet.
Yeah, but did it sound nice?
Yeah, I was like quiet.
It was like,
Yeah, it was like quiet. It was quiet, Dad. And like,
it was just like raindrops. Do you think a lot of spiders were washed out of the gutter?
yeah, I think so. But I didn't see spiders climbing up the water spout being scared.
You think that they're climbing up the water spout again?
I didn't see them. I didn't see them. I didn't see any spiders.
Well, that's good.
And my at work.
Yeah, mommy's at work, but she'll be back.
Yeah, I just didn't on a pillow. I thought you were at work downstairs and we were upstairs.
You thought I was downstairs and
Yeah.
you were upstairs?
Yeah, and Mommy was downstairs. I saw her was downstairs too.
Really?
I couldn't open the gate with Mama or Daddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she went and
Yeah. I
I
love you.
don't see red in there. I didn't see red. Like,
Okay.
So there's a long one.
Really?
Yeah. Spiraling down like quiet. It's spiraling down quiet. Like,
You think the spider's being quiet right now?
no, I think the rain was being quiet and it was coming down slow.
Yeah, it was coming down pretty slow.
Yeah. And it was like quiet.
I believe you. It was really quiet. I didn't even hear it.
No, the rain was quiet.
I know the rain was so quiet I couldn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat.
Yeah. Okay, so he says you assume. Okay, thank you guys for being patient.
Hey, I think it's gonna fall off when it's just a tiny little.
Oh, when it's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Do you want to wear them?
No. When I grow up, I can wear them.
When you grow up, you can wear them, but not right now.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
He says you assume getting better because you're gaining experience. Oh, he's okay. So he starts talking about. I'll repeat this. Go back to what we're talking about here. It says when you can, you fall into the mindless repetition. It becomes easier to let mistakes slide. When you could do it good enough on autopilot, you stop thinking about how to do it better. You assume you're getting better because you're gaining experience. In reality, you're merely reinforcing your current habits, not improving them. That kind of scared me a little bit because I see when I started thinking about my team and the Real Goats, like one thing that like always would make me nervous about that concept, and the reason why I like to do reviews was because I wanted to make sure we understood what mistakes we were making and why we were making them, and possibly how can we prevent them next time. And maybe it's not prevention, but it's like improving yourself and to be aware enough to not make the same mistake again. If we think because we've learned how to do something a certain way, it doesn't mean it's the right way. It means that we learned it to do it our way, and it's very possible we could be improving that each time, even if it's just a little bit at a time. If it works for us, great, but we could still improve it just a little bit at a time. He says habits are necessary, but not sufficient for mastery. What you need is a combination of atomic habits. Sorry. What you need is.
Grandpa.
Yeah, that is your old grandpa. That's my grandpa. That's your great grandpa.
Yeah. But when he was. Look. I was walking by her.
It says what you need is a combination of automatic habits and deliberate practice. Habits plus deliberate practice equals mastery. To become great, certain skills do need to become automatic. Basketball players need to be able to dribble without thinking. Surgeons need to be able to repeat the incision so many times they could do it without their eyes closed.
My great grandpa.
Yeah. You want to give him a kiss? You want to give him a kiss? You want to give your other grandpa a kiss? That's grandpa right there when he was younger. And that's Daddy and Uncle Rafi and Spicy. That's Daddy, that's Spicy, and that's Rafi. Yeah, that was when we were little kids. Thank you for giving us kisses. It says, but after one habit has been mastered, you return to the effortful part of work and begin to building the next habit.
There's 2 hands.
Those are prayer hands.
Yeah, prayer hands.
Mm-hmm. Mastery is a process of narrowing your focus to a tiny element of success, repeating it until you have internalized the skill, and then using this new habit as a foundation to advance to the next frontier of your development. Each habit unlocks the next level of performance. It's an endless cycle. He starts to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers in '86 and how Pat Riley. Oh, yeah, I lost. This is why I record stuff, because I lost the My battery's died on this guy. 1 second, baby.
I think they died.
I don't know. They just did. But this is why I was recording on here. So now I'm just gonna talk like this with this little guy. So let's pick it let's pick it up here from here. See, that's why you have a backup. You have a backup for the backup. This thing is fully charged, so we should be straight. But you're not gonna hear. We'll see how the audio compares. We'll see. Nice little test. These are the Hollyland. This is the first version of the Hollylanders, and I like the new versions where they're really small. It's okay. He's Coach Pat Riley had this really cool thing called the Career Best Effort Program.
Hey, I just saw a truck go by.
Yeah, it's okay. They're just driving.
Yeah.
He said he wanted the Lakers to play up to the potential night after night. In the summer of 1986, he created a plan to do exactly that. A system that he called Career Best Effort Program, or CBE. So basically, like, developed this system to figure out their peak performances. He says, as an example, let's say Magic Johnson, the Lakers' star player at the time, had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists, 2 steals, and 5 turnovers in a game. Magic also got credit for an unsung hero deed by diving for a basketball point, or diving for a loose ball. That was 1 point. Finally, he played a total of 33 minutes in this imaginary game. The positive numbers is 11 plus 8 plus 12 plus 2 plus 1 added up to 34. Then we would subtract the 5 turnovers, so 34 minus 5 to get to 29. Finally, we divide 29 by 33 minutes, and that would equal 0.879. Magic's CBE number here would be 879. This number was calculated for all the players' games, and it was the average CBE that a player was asking to improve by 1% over the season. Riley compared each player's current CBE to not only their past performances, but also those players in the league. As he put it, we rank team members alongside league opponents who play the same position and have similar definitions. This is intense. I was like trying to figure out, what is my point? Like, how would I develop a point system with us? And maybe it's like every production that you let's say it's like critiquing a producer. If you got every single thing that they needed for the production and there was no overages on it, and you stayed on your under it, then you'd receive so many points for being able to get everything for the production, staying underneath. Maybe there's no injuries on set, which is.
I knew it was going to something like this.
Yeah, it was. It was going to that, babe. It was going to the recorder.
No biting. No biting. No biting.
I'm gonna bite you.
No, look, you bit me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me kiss it. So, anyways, I'm kind of like seeing right now as I'm talking through it how maybe there's ways that you can create a point system for the things that you do and kind of try to figure out a CBE for yourself. I gotta finish my video, okay? Okay, well, how about we stay right here and then don't go out there. Stay right here. He said, sustaining an effort is the most important thing for any enterprise. This is what Pat Riley said. After they won, it was a big play. Yeah. So after they were doing this, and they would compare themselves from like 85 to 86, and they said the Lakers rolled out a CBE in October 1986. 8 months later, they were NBA champions. The following year, Pat Riley led his team to another title as the Lakers became the first team in 20 years to win back-to-back NBA championships. Afterward, smells stinky in here. Smells stinky in here. I'm sorry. Did I do something? Okay, she's got to go pee, so we're going to take a pause. Okay, here we go. We're micing Ellie up. Oh, don't take it off.
I'm not taking it off.
Okay, here we go. Okay, first question, Ellie. Can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
How old are you? How old are you now?
5,
You're
3.
5 now?
4, 5, 3.
You're 3 now. Did you just have a birthday?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do for your birthday?
We'll make cupcakes.
You had cupcakes?
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys go do some painting with your family?
Uh-huh.
What was the painting? Did you guys use shaving cream?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like doing that?
I just pooped for a second.
Sit back down. I'm interviewing you.
I just went to poop.
Next question. Did you go into the new classroom?
Yes.
What was your new classroom?
Upstairs.
On the...
Elevator.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Who took you to school on your first day?
Mommy.
Tell me your favorite thing you got to do in your new classroom.
I played.
What did you play?
House area.
Really?
Yep,
What?
house
Can you tell me about the new playground?
I went on the dinosaur slide.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go on the clear side.
You got to go on you didn't go on the clear slide?
Yeah.
But you got to go on the dinosaur slide though, right?
Yeah.
What did you think about the dinosaur slide?
It was pretty fun, but the clear slide was dusty, and I was just standing there, and yeah, it was dusty.
Did it get your clothes dirty?
No?
It didn't? Hey, where you going? Go sit back down. Go sit back
I'm
down.
gonna ask you a question.
Okay. Can I... Should we switch spots then?
Yeah.
Here, you give me the mic. Sitting down. Okay, ask me the question.
Elsa is in Elsa's. Next question.
Okay.
What did you do today?
Well, I got up. I made some coffee. Brushed my teeth. I prayed. And then I was trying to make a video about The Atomic Habits by James Clear. I was doing a review. And then my beautiful princess came outside and she sat with me.
Next question. Come on!
What's the next question?
I'm trying to...
Oh, no, you got it.
didn't.
I see it. You did it. You did it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's recording. It's perfect.
No, next question. Number 1.
Okay. Tell me the next question.
Go back. Go back. Go back.
You want me to go back?
There.
Okay.
Everything not
You
good.
didn't see me at all in that last framing. Okay.
Lay down. Lay down.
You want me to lay down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm laying down.
Okay, good.
And 3, 2, 1. Ask the question.
No, not a second.
You need another
I
second?
can't hear you.
You can hear me right here.
No, you have to put the microphone on.
It works like this better. If I hold it like this, it works better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it back. Give it back. It's
No.
clear. Give me that microphone. It's clear.
This is my microphone, mister.
I'm gonna hold it for a second.
Why are you trying to hold my microphone for a second?
Because we don't gotta steal it.
You gonna try to steal it?
No.
How does
Stop it.
How does
no, no.
How does it feel to be 3 years old?
Stop it.
Ow! How does it feel to be 3 years old? What's your first priority? What's your first priority in being 3?
Hey, squat.
You want me to squat?
You're so big you can't lay down.
I'm so big I can't lay down.
Yeah.
How big am I?
Just like this.
I'm not. I'm not big. Well, why do
You are.
why do you like to sit on me?
You're like a bench.
I'm like a bench.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Your tummy's like a bench.
What'd you say?
Your tummy's like a bench.
My tummy's like a bench?
Yeah.
A wooden bench or a metal bench?
Metal bench.
Do I need to work on my squats?
Yeah.
What do squats help you do? How do you do a ribbit frog?
You go. Okay.
Okay, are we done with questions? Can I get up?
No. You have to squat first. Get up.
I have to squat first?
Yeah, squat.
All right.
Okay.
Is this good?
Question.
Oh, you want me to squat with questions?
Look at me.
I'm looking.
Make a silly face. Not like a skillet.
A scary face?
A skillet.
A skeleton?
Yeah. Goblins.
Silly goblins. I'm a silly goblin.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, silly goblin.
Is that what you needed?
Next question.
Oh my gosh, I have to keep staying like this?
Yeah.
I'm done. This interview's over.
Uh,
Next question.
huh?
Next question.
Okay, I will do it.
You go do the questions.
What do you...
This is Sunday. We got nothing better to do. We're playing around. Actually,
Hi, Dad.
yes.
Hi, Dad.
Hey,
Hi.
are you gonna sit here while you gonna go play, or are you gonna sit here while I finish this book review? You can do whatever you want. But if you're gonna sit,
Go to Grandma's house.
you wanna go to Grandma's? Okay. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna finish.
I'm going to Grandma's.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll finish this up, and we can go to Grandma's. Okay?
No, I'm going to Grandma's.
That's fine. We can go to Grandma's. I just have to finish this up. Okay?
I'm going to Grandma's.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Just give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
Go play on your walkie-talkie.
I can't. Well, you're being loud.
While I'm being loud.
Yeah.
I'm being too loud. I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? You should go do your balance beam. Again, thank you guys so much for being patient with this one. One thing about this book, which is really cool, and I'll mention, is kind of like what's happening within even me trying to make this, where life is kind of distracting you. And he talks about in some of the chapters that professionals stick to the schedule, where amateurs let life, kind of direct them more, like the problems of life, basically. And I felt many times like an amateur, and I've felt like there are times where I'm a professional, and it's a conscious decision when I want to be a professional, and there's kind of more of an unconsciousness when it happens as an amateur, when I'm making the bad choices. And I'm more of an amateur because I am allowing myself to slide backwards into a bad habit. And those are the interesting times where I try to catch myself and bring myself back to being professional in regards to the things I'm trying to achieve. So, I knew that today would be a little bit rough in the morning because I don't have anybody to watch her but myself. And so I don't obviously want to let her just be on her own, and so I have to kind of balance that of integrating her into my life. And I want her to see things like how I'm recording these videos, and I want her to be around like what I do. So bringing it around her versus like closing her off and telling her to go away is not what I want. I want her to be integrating into my life. And so if she is wanting to do something else, great. If she wants to sit here and help me and play, then that's amazing. So it goes back to this idea of we're getting ready to talk about this idea of a reflection and review, and we started talking about how Pat Riley said adjusting the efforts of his players on a nightly basis. It says you don't want to keep practicing a habit if it becomes ineffective. I guess I'll wrap up the thought of what Pat Riley's doing when he's like trying to figure out his own scoring system. I love that idea. Like I was saying earlier, I was like, how can I integrate that into my business, or how can I integrate that into myself? And I don't know what the answer is just yet, but it'll be fun to kind of try to figure out, is there a way that we can use his CBE and integrate it so that we hold ourselves accountable more for how we perform. One of the things that with Real Goats, I would often say, because we're all putting in this energy and on our own time, we get out what we put in. No one is on salary. Everyone earns their own keep. And so the motivation of being on salary, or the intent of being on a salary, I can't hold people accountable if they don't do something. If someone doesn't do something, and we try to hold them accountable, but then they don't want to take accountability for it, and we don't want to punish them for it in a negative way, then how do we continue to push the company forward? Those are things that I think about. I always say I think the reasons why we make mistakes and the reasons why we sometimes keep making the same ones is because there's no accountability, or there's no consequences. What I say a lot, we have no consequences to not doing something. And I'm being very open when I say that, because we're trying to discover the next stage of ourselves, of our company. And because of that, we make a lot of mistakes, and we have to figure out how to keep getting better.
Daddy.
Yes, baby. It's okay. Why don't we just let it be like that, and it'll dry out, okay? It's gonna dry out. Just let it be. It'll dry out. And I guess I'll phrase it like this. It's nobody's fault for how fast the company grows, Real Goats grows, other than myself, because I'm the owner of it. If when growing it, I decide that I want to do something different, and I want to go off and write, and the company struggles because I'm writing, that's nobody's fault but mine. If because I'm I could be the person holding the company back, or I could be the person pushing it forward. And I think what I've learned in this process has been maintaining happiness and learning from mistakes, or learning from a failure, is the process of acceptance, and it's a process of being okay with not knowing how it's going to go, being okay with the fact that you want to make a decision to do something because it feels right for you in the moment. Me taking the time to write and go do things and step away from music videos is something that many days can feel very some days could feel very terrifying, and other days feel like it's 100% the right decision. And days where I read chapters like this, it always brings me back to it brings me back to the fence of, oh, this is what I could have done, or this is what I should have done when trying to take the next step in the journey, and then maintain the company. At the same time, there's other parts to it where I say, if I love myself first, and I invest time in myself, the company will grow over time. And I took it as far as I wanted to take it. And if it can't run without me, then I have to sacrifice it running at all. because I want to create a better chapter for it. I want to create a better life for what I see and what I've always seen in the company. I never saw it as 100% staying with music videos. I never ever wanted it to be only music videos. And for people to only think of us as music videos is not the right direction. And so, I've always saw it in TV and film. And if the company's not moving in that direction, then I need to make the sacrifice. Whatever comes with that is what's going to come with it. I can't second guess that. I can't second guess that. And I don't know what's going to come with making that decision, because I have never made that decision in my life. I'm in the moment of making that decision in my life, and things come with that I can't predict. I can't predict whether or not people are going to be happy with that decision. I can't predict whether or not like how the company's going to run with that decision. If I'm deciding to remove myself completely, but the people that rely on the company to help them with their ends can't keep it going without me, then I can't do anything but allow them to learn how to do that, and trust that they're skillful enough and understanding and responsible enough to figure it out without me, because we can't hold each other's hands all the time. They're going to grow in the process of learning what it's like to not have me around. The company's going to grow in the process of not having me around. Huh? Oh, you look so beautiful right now. Do you feel good in that jacket? Yeah. I like that jacket, babe. And all the stuff I'm sharing is kind of like again, if you've been following these videos, you've been hearing me talk on and off about my writing my writing journey, and then also the fact that I'm moving away from music videos, and owning a business, and a very beautiful, special one like Real Goats is it comes with a lot, and it comes with just a whole bunch of life lessons, from friendships, family, immediate family, immediate friends, people, work partners, like, you learn a lot through it, and you learn a lot about people. And I will always go back to,
help me, Dad.
You wanna help? Okay. One second. Here, let me help you. There we go. Let's get it right. There we go. Hey, what are you covering your eyes for? It's okay. Got it? I'm kind of going on a little bit of a rant, because, and these are the rants that I enjoy having, because it's kind of like the review and reflection is the process of flushing things out and reminding yourself about things. And I try my hardest to not dwell anymore. I used to be a big dweller. I used to dwell on a lot of stuff. The review and reflection is always good for me in terms of journaling, whenever I journal thoughts. But it's also really good for me to speak it and get it out of my body, get it out of my system, share it with the world, and let them see my struggle. Like, there's too much of the this is easy, or this is our success in the sharing of content, versus, hey, fuck, I'm going through it and I'm trying to figure it out. And there's a lot that goes into that too. And so I don't want to always talk about it, because I don't want people to think that I'm dwelling on it, but I don't mind sharing it. I don't mind sharing the struggle and figuring it out, and understanding that I'm not always going to be in this stage of trying to figure it out. I'm going to eventually figure and find what the answers are through time, through persistence, through change, and books like this that help me understand how to adapt and change my bad habit that I have, whether I have a bad habit as a business owner, as a leader. If I have a bad habit is being a better, a husband or a father or a son or a brother, a friend, as a creator. If I'm having a bad habit in any of those things that I identify with, then I want to get rid of it and I want to create a new one that helps me be the next person. God gave me my daughter to help create a feeling of empathy, and it helped me understand so much more perspective on people's journeys and working in business, and seeing perspective of the client, seeing perspective of my friends, my good friends, people that work with me and then pay me. There's a perspective there that gets developed when you pay someone money, that if you don't see it, or when someone's paying you, or when you're paying somebody else, and if you don't learn how to have perspective in business, regardless of the people say, people say like business, there should be no emotion in it, and it's like 100% has emotion in it. People cannot keep their feelings out of business, whether they want to say that or not. If they get offended, they're not going to work with somebody. Business is business. Come on. You made a decision to not work with someone because of the way you feel about them. If you're not working with someone right now because you feel some type of way about them, that's your feelings. And then if you say business is business, it's not the same thing, bro. It isn't the same thing. If you don't like working with somebody, that is a feeling. I don't see how people could say that they keep feelings out of it. They make a conscious decision that they don't like somebody, or like the way they do something, and then they don't work with them because of their feelings. I don't know. Maybe someone has a different perspective than me, and I would love to hear it, and how like business is business. But I don't know. If you don't like a number, if you don't like the way someone talks to you, if you don't like the way they treat you, that's a feeling. And if you get upset with somebody and you shut them out, that's a feeling. I don't know. So anyways, sorry, I got on a big rant. I'm going to go back to this book. So with all this being said, he starts to say stuff like, okay, James says that he performs an annual review in which he reflects on the previous year. He tallies up his habits for the year by counting up how many articles I published, how many workouts I put in, how many places I visited, and more. Then I reflect on the progress or lack of by answering 3 questions. What went well this year? Number 1. And 2, what didn't go so well this year? And number 3, what did I learn? 6 months later, when summer rolls around, I conduct an integrity report. Like everyone else, I make a lot of mistakes. My integrity report helps me realize where I went wrong and motivates me to get back on course. Yes, my love.
I can't find my crown.
You can't find your crown? I know where it's at. I put it up on your desk. You want me to get it for you?
I couldn't see it.
I can get it for you if you want me to get it for you.
I couldn't see it.
Would you like me to get it for you?
I couldn't see it.
It's okay. I can find it. You want me to get it? Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Here we go. Let's see if we can wrap this one up. It's a long one, buddy. It's a long one. Okay. So he says, my integrity. I'm going back to where we left off. Okay. So he says, 6 months later, when summer rolls around, I conduct an integrity report. Like everyone else, I make a lot of mistakes. My integrity report helps me realize where I went wrong and mistakes. Where I went wrong and motivates me to get back on course.
That was in the bucket.
that is your cousin Michaela. That's not you. Does it look like you?
Yeah.
That's your cousin Michaela. Okay, go play. 1, 2, 3, go play. 1, 2, 3, go play. 1, 2, 3, go play.
I was so silly in a bucket.
Can you show the camera? Here, come right here. Come right here. Where I'm sitting. Right here. Show it right here. Right where my face is.
You just got my arm in my picture.
I'm sorry. Can Daddy finish his video, please? Okay. All right. So, he says, after he does his integrity report, it says, this is when he reflects on his identity and how he can work toward being the type of person he wishes to become. So his yearly integrity report answers these 3 questions. What are the core values that drive my life and work? How am I living and working with integrity right now? How can I set a higher standard in the future? He says reflection can also bring, which is like a really great way, I guess, before I move on, the idea of, again, following his principles of what's your identity And are you living those values that reflect your identity? He says reflection can also bring a sense of perspective. Daily habits are powerful because of how they compound. Not Daily habits are powerful because of how they compound. But worrying too much about every daily choice is like looking at yourself in the mirror from an inch away. You can see every imperfection and lose sight of the bigger picture. There is too much feedback. Conversely, never reviewing your habits is like never looking in the mirror. You aren't aware of easily fixable flaws. A spot on your shirt, a bit of food in your teeth. There is too little perspective. Periodic reflection and review is like viewing yourself in the mirror from a conversational distance. You can see the important changes you should make without losing sight of the bigger picture. You want to review the entire mountain range, not obsess over each peak and valley. Finally, reflection review offers an ideal time to revisit one of the most important aspects of behavior change: identity. The review and reflection thing, like I spoke earlier in the video about, like what we used to do with Real Goats on almost every production, we would have a review, and that was probably for like all of 2000. I was like 2000, end of 2020, 2020, somewhere in there. I started it around like Rockstar days or something, and then it went into 2021, and we would do them all the time to get on the same page about like what's left.
Can you hit the church bell?
I do. You like it?
Yeah.
Because
Ding, dong, ding, ding.
hey, can I finish this book?
I see.
Yeah, you can see. You want to sit right here on my lap? It's highlighted.
It's like yellow.
Yeah, it's called highlight.
It's like yellow.
Yeah, you know what that's called? It's called highlighting. You highlight the book to pay attention to the things you like. But then I don't know, maybe sometime in 2022 we kind of stopped doing them. Maybe we felt, and I don't like excuses, but maybe hey, please. Well, you can touch the camera, just don't stop. Don't hit stop, okay?
Okay.
You trying to see what I look like? Do I look okay?
You look green.
Do I look a little green? That's okay. It's because it means it's focused. Don't yank on it because it could break. Okay?
I'm not yanking on it.
Okay, thank you. No. I'm gonna ask you to stop yanking on it. I love you. Thank you for looking. I look okay?
You look like green.
I look a little green.
Yeah.
You know what it's called? It's called Focus Assistant. It means it helps you see whether or not you're in focus. I don't know why necessarily we stop doing those reviews.
You don't look
I don't
green.
like.
Green.
Okay. I think we stopped doing them because we probably
You look
didn't like spending extra time doing it, it would build up to where we just wouldn't do the reviews. I think it was honestly probably a form of laziness. I'll just put it what it is. Probably laziness, not wanting to continue to do it and make sure that we stick to the habit that we had, which I think was a really good one. Yeah, I mean, I really think that the reviewing thing helped us a lot. It helped us all be on the same page about what the director felt, what the producer felt, what anybody outside of that world felt, like what the issues that were going on, so we could help just maintain a better overall production in the future. So yeah, maybe we'll bring those back. We will bring those back at some point. I will talk to the guys about it and kind of give them my thoughts. Again, it goes back to, hey, if we can't integrate these things into our culture, then I don't know how do I motivate people to write reviews, and how do I motivate people to want to participate in things like that, other than like, hey, it's going to make you a better person. And if they can't see the benefit in it, then I'd be like, hey, this book says it's good to do that stuff. And then they're like, yeah. It goes back to me too. If I'm not the one I can't always point fingers too at people. I know it goes back to me. If I don't put priority in it, if I don't say, "Hey, we're doing this," then they're not going to do it. If I was the one that stopped doing it because, am I done recording? In the end, like it could be, I don't remember everything, so it could have been as easy as me being lazy and not putting priority and saying, "Guys, we're gonna do this," and be the one that is keeping the habit alive. If I don't do it, if I don't want to do the reviews, then they're not gonna want to do the reviews. Huh? My daughter's getting so impatient with me. Ellie, are you getting bored right now? You want me to stop recording? When you own a business, if it doesn't do something that you want it to do, it's your fault. So I accept all blame in the fact that we don't do reviews. I accept all the blame because it should have been me. It should have been me putting the hammer down, you know, and making sure that it was getting done. So, in the beginning, repeating a habit is essential to build up evidence of your desired identity. When working against you, your identity creates a kind of pride that encourages you to deny weak spots and prevents you from truly growing. This is one of the greatest downsides of building habits. The more scared an idea is to us, that is, more deeply it is tied to our identity, the more strongly we will defend it against criticism. You see, this is in every industry. One solution is to avoid making a single aspect of your identity an overwhelming portion of who you are. In the words of investor Paul Graham, keep your identity small. The more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are of adapting when life changes. If you tie everything up in being the point guard or the partner in the firm or whatever else, then the loss of that facet of your life will wreck you. When you cling too highly, she's dropping things. When you cling too tightly to one identity, you become brittle. Lose that one thing and you lose yourself. For many business owners, I'm skipping forward here. For many business owners, their identity is something along the lines of, I am the CEO or I'm the founder. If you have spent every waking moment working on your business, how will you feel after you sell the company? It says the key to mitigating these losses of identity is to redefine yourself such that you keep important aspects of your identity even if your particular role changes. For instance, I am the CEO translates to I'm the type of person who builds and creates things. When choosing effectively an identity can be flexible rather than brittle. Like water flowing around an obstacle, your identity works without the changing circumstances rather than against them. Yes, my love.
This is my mom.
That is not your mom. That is not your mom. You're so silly. He gives a quote from Tao Te Ching. Okay, so I'm going to try to not butcher this quote. Men are born soft and supple. Okay, men are born soft and supple. Dead, they are stiff and hard. Plants are born tender and pliant. Dead, they are brittle and dry. Thus, whoever is stiff and inflexible is the discipline of death. Whoever is soft and yielding.
My mom had 1 leg.
Okay, hey, mommy, 1 leg. Hi, mommy, 1 leg. Whoever is soft and yielding is a discipline of life. The hard and stiff will be broken. The soft and supple will prevail. Habits deliver numerous. That was the quote. Again, I'll repeat the last 2 lines. The hard and stiff will be broken. The soft and supple will prevail. Habits deliver numerous benefits, but the downside is they can lock us into our previous patterns of thinking and acting, even when the world is shifting around us. Habits deliver numerous benefits, but the downside is that they can lock us into previous patterns of thinking and acting, even when the world is shifting around us. Everything is impermanent. Life is constantly changing, so you need to periodically check in to see if your old habits are beliefs. Life is constantly changing, so you need to periodically... I keep messing that up. Life is constantly changing, so you need to periodically check in to see if your old habits and beliefs are still serving you. A lack of self-awareness is poison.
My mom
Reflection and
had
review
one
is the
leg.
antidote.
My mom had one leg.
A lack of self-awareness is poison. Reflection and review is the antidote. So, in these closing remarks of this beautifully deranged review, the reflection and review reminds me again of that amazing quote in the book: until you make the unconscious conscious, you will let a bad habit dictate your life and you will call it fate. That is such a crazy quote. Like, it's very rare that I can remember certain quotes, and I'm sure I ad-libbed that one a little bit, but it's pretty dang close to what it actually is. Now, I don't remember who the person who said it was, but that quote to me, I'm reminded of constantly since I've been reading this book, and the idea that the reason why we have bad habits is because we're not aware of what's triggering us. We're not aware of why we're continuously doing the bad habit. And we know our bad habits. Mine is drinking. Mine is eating. Mine is not working out. Mine is, searching too much self-pleasure. Those are bad habits. Or I will have I realize I have a habit of some of the things they talk about here when you're trying to keep a habit from being bored. Like, the way to maintain a habit is by understanding that you will get bored when you start doing the habit. When you start to master a habit, you start to become bored because it's not feeling like there is any type of maybe you're losing motivation because you're not gaining anything from it. You feel like you're not winning. You're not being challenged or something. And so a habit that you have that is good starts to go away because you're starting to get bored. All these things about paying attention and self-reflection and reflection, all the way down to things that I'm doing right now, help me grow and identify to help me create a new habit, a better one, a good one. I've been using these every day since I've been reading this book. And it helps me every day to maintain the new identity that I want. Better health, better father, better husband, better friend, a writer. My identity is a writer. And so, bro, I'm at page 100. What am I, 106?
I'm closing the door.
I think I'm page like 106 now.
I'm closing the door on you.
Okay. I think I posted at the beginning of the week that I was at page 90. I was at like page 90 on Monday. And now I'm at 106, so like another 16 pages. So every week, just slowly getting that chunk out of 10 to 15 pages, 10 to 16 pages, something like that. And it just builds up over time, creating what I want. If I would have started that habit earlier, I could have, how many scripts I would have written by now. So I'm living the things that he's teaching, and I'm really proud. I don't want to say proud.
Daddy,
I'm very happy.
Have something on your phone.
Okay. I'm very happy for what I've been able to understand about myself. And because of this book, Ellie, it's helped your daddy become a better person, a better father, a better husband,
I wanna watch.
a better writer.
I wanna watch something on your phone.
And this is with a child learning that habits are so adaptive.
Watch something on your phone.
We're not going to watch it on the phone, but we can watch it on the television, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm wrapping it up right now. Say thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And thank you for watching my daddy.
Thank you for watching my daddy.
And please subscribe
Please subscribe.
and hit the like button
Hit the like button.
and leave a comment below. Say leave a comment below.
Leave the comment below.
Good job. So, again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we're going to spend our happy Sunday together. Mommy's coming home soon. We need to get some breakfast. You want a breakfast burrito?
Yeah. And then we're going to Granny's.
And then we're going to go to Grammy's. Okay. Say bye.
Bye.